Hello YouTube, welcome to the dojo. You're here with Samurai Man, and today we have Transformers Age of Extinction Deluxe Wave 2 Slash. And he is really living up to his name. He looks like he can tear up anything. Look at these, just alone the fingernails he has, these claws are awesome looking. All these little spikes on his neck. His teeth are razor sharp. He's got jagged horns coming out of the top of his head. He's got all these, well, I believe they're supposed to be feathers, but for the sake of being awesome, I'm gonna call these just more jagged points. He's got here his toe claws. He's gonna pounce and go completely Jurassic Park Raptor on Velociraptor on anybody. Remember at Jurassic Park, clever girl. That's right. This is what he feels like. He feels just like those intense raptors. Like I remember watching that movie as a kid, and they scared the hell out of me. And this guy is just like, ugh. And look at this, all these jagged spikes all over the place. Look at this tail. This tail looks like it is just ready to whip and slice up a Decepticon in thousands of little pieces. Look at all these little spines. Look at the tip. It's all rubber, so you don't have to worry. I'm kind of glad this is actually rubber, just because if this was plastic, I know I'd be hurting myself. If this was plastic, I know I'd be hurting myself. So I'm kind of glad they decided to go rubber on this. I never thought I'd say that, but I do have some Japanese figures with pieces like this that are plastic, and they do hurt. I've hurt myself sometimes. I'm not careful. I'm dangerous with my toys. But anyways, yes, very cool looking. I was so excited for this figure. When they first announced him, I was like, who cares about a Velociraptor? He's not one of the original Dinobots. Oh man, I need to punch that old version of myself in the face. He's stupid. This is so cool. But anyways, yes, as you can tell, he's probably one of my favorites. Definitely up there with Scorn. Really awesome. Now, he does have thigh ball joints, which will be the shoulder ball joints in the robot mode. So full range of movement. Bend at the knee, but that does reveal the robot mode hand. So just it's up to you if you want to show it off or not. I mean, you can kind of, if you keep your thumb there, you can kind of keep it because it is on a separate joint. As you can see, I'm bending it, but the hand is staying in place. So it still works. The ankle actually swivels due to transformation, but I'm counting it. Again, feet, same with transformation, but if you want them to claw onto a Decepticon's face, it does have the movement for it, so I say go for it. Let's see, what else we got. Tail, unfortunately nothing, just because it is tabbed into place, and if you do untab it, there's his face, so don't want to untab it. These things move. Guess that counts. I mean, if you want to make it look more dangerous, I think that looks like tougher, or if you want to angle them kind of. There, that's cool. I think that works for me. I'll take that as a movement. Elbow, or I'm sorry, not elbow. I wish there's elbow. Shoulder for the dino hands. As you can see, this is one giant piece for transformation. It doesn't really tab in, and if it does, I didn't tab it in. I haven't transformed this guy in a while, so I don't remember. But as far as I can tell, there is no tab point, so you kind of just have to let it sit there. But yeah, there is no elbow, which is unfortunate. I do wish he had an elbow joint, just because since he doesn't, he's stuck in this pose. And it would also really help with the robot mode, and you'll see why. But yeah, an elbow would have been nice, just so I don't have to feel obligated to have him in a wonky, weird, see this kind of looks weird pose. But still cool. Head. You can bring up the top part of his head, which looks cool. And then you can bring up this part. It does leave a little gappy there. But it's still interesting because it is part of the transformation, how the head needs to work. So it is cool that it is separated on the top and the bottom, like the skull and the jaw are their own separate joints. So that's cool. I do like that. That is nice. So if you want to close the mouth, you want to have it like that because it won't close any farther down. So cool. Look at that head. That Velociraptor freaking head looks awesome. And maybe he's not a Velociraptor. Maybe he's just a regular raptor, but I don't care. I'm calling him a Velociraptor. He looks so cool. I just love this really black gunmetal coming around the side of his face. And right here, kind of like in the gums. And then here at the base of the jaw. And those red eyes just look so awesome. I love the fact that they didn't just mold in eyes. They molded them in to make them look really ferocious. I love it. These teeth, beautifully painted in silver. He's got that one canine kind of tooth up there just coming out. I just cannot talk any more nice things about this figure. I know a lot of people complain about the paint job. I think the paint looks awesome. I think the teal and the highlighter yellow work together. I think it's fine. He's a very jungly looking creature. I like it. Love it. Can't get enough of it. And here we are. Everything I've been leading up to till now is finally accomplished. Ever since I got Slug, my first Dinobot from this line, in stores a long months ago. I don't even know. But yes, I've been waiting to make this pose. I actually took some pictures before I even started filming this sequence, because I just loved how it looks so much. They are on the rampage. They are ready to just charge in and tear it up. And now that I look at it, I think I should have my my Grimlock posed a little better. He looks a bit on the short side. I'm going to repose him real quick. There we go. Doesn't he look way more imposing now? But yeah, you can see just from the scale here, Slash is really tall. He is almost taller than Grimlock, but that's also partially because Slash can almost stand upright, whereas Grimlock is more hunched over as a T-Rex would be. So there's that. That is a part of the reason. But scale is kind of crazy though. But it still looks great. Forget about scale. They look great aesthetically. Paint looks great. They're blending so well together. Even the colors are all over the place. They work. They made sure they work. They may have chosen very different colors, but the way they applied them just brings them together so well. So I give kudos to Hasbro. They did a fantastic job on these Dinobots. Transform will start by rotating these ankles. And as you see, there's a giant spike there, so we're going to go ahead and rotate it. That way it'll fit. See? Do both sides. Outward. Next what we're going to do is we're going to bend up the knee just to get the fist showing. And we're going to bring in these giant feet are on a hinge. So bring them around. And that's really cool because now he's got giant blades for like weapons on his fist. Really awesome. I do like that. Next what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and kind of get these hands out of the way. And this whole section here, as you see, it is kind of loose because what it is you take it and we're going to rotate the rib cage out like that. See? Rotate it and then spin it out. Have the spikes outward. Nice, very nicely done ribs. And we're going to bring these out just so there's room. Bring this around. There's a big crevice here, or gap, groove, whatever you want to call it. Let's see if you can see that better. See right here? And it is rounded off right at the edge. So what you want to do is bring it around and it will fit perfectly once everything's out of the way. It'll fit perfectly in there. See? And then once you get it lined up right, it'll snap everything into place. There you go. Snaps right into place. So now you have this weird thing going on. Next we'll split the legs. Or not the legs, I'm sorry. Split the head. So you want to split the head. And what we're going to do is fold out what will be the feet right here. And I'll tell you right now, when I did this transformation the first time and I saw the instructions, I was like, there's no way he's going to stand on these. And wow, he does. He stands on them pretty well. So we're going to rotate this piece around. Well, actually, firstly, what we got to do is bring out the, as you can see inside the head, it is on like a hinge, a double hinge. So what you're going to want to do is bring up the top part of the head, the skull, bring that around, and then fold it up. There you go. See, fold it all in. And then do that same thing with, well, not the same thing, but bring up the jaw so it'll line up with it. So we're going to do that on both sides. There you go. And that's going to be the heel. So next what we're going to do is rotate the neck all out, the neck of the Dino mode. So that'll bring up the foot. And like I said, he actually does stand on these little legs. You wouldn't think it, but he does. And now we're going to rotate at the thighs. There we go. So now when you look at it from the side, you can't really see all the face. That way it looks a little cleaner. So do it like that. And then we have these knee pads here, which I don't mind. I know a lot of people have complaints, but I think they're fine. So let's straighten out the arms. What's really cool is what we do now is rotate this ribcage area, and that makes kind of like the shoulder pads for there. And there we go. Bring down this giant tail to reveal the head. And now we're just going to bring down these raptor arms. And there he is. He's done. We have him transformed in his entirety. So as I said before, you wouldn't think he could stand on these little tiny feet, but what really helps is he does have the jaw here as a heel spur, so that definitely adds to it. So very cool. I very, very much like this figure. I think it's really cool. As I said before, I know a lot of people had complaints about these knee pads because they do kind of get in the way. And yeah, they do, but I mean, they are on hinges, so you can bring them out like that if you really have an issue with them. And I don't. I think they're fine. I think they make cool armor. Because he does have his crotch area, his waist, is a bit small. If you see, it is very thin. You usually have like the waist kind of sticking out more. But because of the way he transforms, he doesn't. So this does cover it up very nice. So I don't mind that. That's fine with me. I think this looks cool. Very, very cool to me. I like these shoulder pads. I like the rib cage turns into shoulder pads because that makes it very much more armory and beefy. And they are rotatable. They are on a rotation joints. So if you want to angle them however you want, I have them more inward, make them look more compact. Very cool. I love the fact that these raptor feet turn into claws. So that looks really cool. That's probably like one of my favorite features of this guy. I'll go over his articulation so you can see the issues I'm having. The one downfall of this figure is its articulation. It is incredibly limiting, so aesthetically awesome, paint job awesome, articulation is the weakest point because the transformation is really cool also. So, we have here these arms that just are really difficult to bend. They're really thick, so you can see there is a joint to bend the elbow, but it really does not go that far at all. I mean, we barely changed anything. You can either go straight or slightly bent just because it is a really thick arm. But I can live with that. The knee bends pretty well, but again, the big headpiece kind of does hinder it a bit. It does have a rotation as part of transformation that is necessary. Waist does have rotation. You can bend these if you want to get them out of the way, and you gives them more room. Again, they still do get in the way, but there is more room. So there's that. The feet do bend due to transformation, but they still have the joint for that. Ball joints at the thigh, but again, these do kind of get in the way, so if you want to move it. Well, now you have this piece in the way, so yeah, again, that's another hindrance for them. Head does rotate back and forth, but only a little bit, not too... Well, I guess you can get a good amount. That's enough. That's a lot of head rotation. So that's good. Elbows, they are on... I'm sorry, not elbows. Shoulders, they are on a ball, so plenty of movement. These kind of get in the way, but just bring them up. You can get it any way you need it. Nothing at the wrist. The wrist does not move at all, so that's unfortunate. So yes, the weakest point of this toy is definitely articulation. Transformation, as I said, awesome. Robot design, awesome. Raptor design, freaking awesome. So articulation does take a bit of the beating. Slash's main weapon of choice is the really cool axes that he has here. They do store very well, but as you can see, they are rubber, so you gotta be careful with them. They store very well just because they blend in, so that's awesome. You wouldn't even know they were axes unless the packaging told you they were axes. So that's cool. And this keeps popping out, actually. There we go. Sticks right in. Pop in the axe. They are, like I said, rubber, so kind of just have to jam them in there. But they stay. It's not an issue. I'm not worried about anything like breaking or anything. They do stay pretty well. They're firm but flexible. So here we are, but again, gorilla arms, you really kind of are limited on that posability, which is unfortunate. Gorilla arms, you suck. But still, I think he is an awesome figure. Articulation aside, he is an awesome figure. So yeah, really cool axes, really cool blades and everything, really cool design. I still do really love this figure. As much as I keep talking about the articulation, I can live with the lack of articulation. I just think this figure is so awesome. So earlier I was talking about the raptor hands and the fact that they don't have any elbow joints. And that would have been nice to have them because that way you could bend them more down and get them more out of the way, because as it is, you can't. They just hang off the back. And that was just my complaint about that earlier. Head sculpt looks really cool. I love the design of the helmet. It does look pretty simple in the fact that it's just basically round. It's half a circle. And it does have these points at the top that come around it. I do like that. I love the red visor. Once again, the red looks really cool on this guy. I love the faceplate. It's kind of got like a knight's helmet where it looks like it's got like the breathing holes mask, and then up here on it has like a hinge looking piece at the base of the jaw. Really cool. Love that. Love the chest plate. I love these, like, I don't even know what they are. Hole vents, whatever. They look cool. My one thing though is he actually doesn't have an Autobot logo on him. I just realized he's the only Dinobot I have without an Autobot logo, and I'm curious to know why it is. I'm thinking maybe it's because he didn't make it into the movie and that might have something to do with it, but I'm not entirely sure. From this guy back, we'll go ahead and start with the bottom of the feet. Rotate him around as we did before. bring up this headpiece just to get it out of the way. And we'll get the feet all oriented right. We'll start by bringing out this, or here, rotate the neck. Because we do need the neck to be out of the way. Am I doing this right? Oh, I'm going the backwards route. Am I? What's not going? There we go. Okay, so rotate the neck. Fold up the feet. Get them out of the way. There we go. Then we're going to pop out the head again. Bring that forward. Bring the jaw down until see this black piece here, this black gunmetal metal piece, you want to cover that. So once you have that covered, you know you have the head in the right position. So you want to have the jaw sitting like this, and then bring up the head around, and there you go, back into place. Let's do it again on this side. So bring the jaw downward, and then bring the head up and around, back into place. There we go. So you have that piece that before was covered. There you go. And now you have it done. We'll go ahead and we'll see all these little tabs in here. You just want to have them lined up, and they're intersecting tabs. They don't peg together, they slide in together, like on Leo Dux's sword, which I thought was really cool. So that's a really interesting engineering choice. I like it. So now we have the head pretty much done. Just fold in these little things or fold them up however you want them. Really your choice. Or kind of bring them in. There you go. And then we'll fold up this tail, and there is a little rubber tab that... Oh wait, actually first, what we gotta do is untab the chest. So let's see. There you go. Bring it backwards. So we'll get this... First what we're going to do is we're going to get this shoulder rib cage area out of the way. It does take up a lot of space, so you want to get that out of the way. Bring back the chest or shoulder pad area. There you go. Bring it around completely. We'll fold up the tail, and it does have a tab right there. So just bring that in, and it stays perfectly. The tail's not going anywhere. Good rubber. That's a good use of the rubber. They did a good job with it. So anyways, rotate the rib cage around. You want it folding inwards. And then do that on both sides. So you have it like this, rotate it around and bring it in. And that's pretty much what holds everything together is this rib cage. Because like I said, it does not tab in as far as I can tell. So then bring down the raptor hands. And then bring down the arms at the, or I keep calling it the shoulders, the elbows. I don't know why. But you want to do that. Rotate them around, pull out the knees, rotate it at the biceps slash thigh, rotate the ankle, fold out the foot until it clicks, because it does actually have a clicking point. You can't hear it, but it's there. Then do the same thing on this arm. Fold it all together, bring it around, rotate the ankle, click that foot. And then we'll take the weapons, store them back. You want to have it like this with the end of the axe at the wrist. There you go. Again, very cool use of the feathery appendages. I don't know what you call them. Aesthetics. One thing I want to point out, I did find the where this whole section that's loose where it is supposed to click in. There is, as you can see, it is a little round edge here where this spiky piece goes. It is rounded. So just like before when in robot mode, except now it's a separate piece, that does click into place. And want to do it on both sides. There you go. So it is now solid and sturdy. So I just want to point that out, that I did realize that that was there after looking through it again. And I'm glad that I did check, because that helps out a lot. That makes a huge difference with this guy. So now we have him fully back into his dino mode. And once again, I freaking love this figure. I just cannot say how much I love it. I'm shocked at how much I loved it, considering he was a brand new Dinobot, never before seen. And maybe that's what helps. Maybe the fact that they weren't limited to trying to approve the original G1 fans. Like with Grimlock, they gave him a lot of the G1 transformation, which is fine. I loved it. That's what I loved about it. And maybe since it's a brand new mold, brand new character, everything, they were just free to customize it and make it as efficient as possible. That being said, it does still suck that his articulation is just so bad. Like, he really does not have that great articulation. It is pretty basic. Like, he is the most limiting of all the figures in his articulation, which is unfortunate. But I still think that everything else makes up for that perfectly. So, like I said, I have heard people saying they're not going to get it because he's not in the movie. and I'm gonna tell you, don't do that. Get this figure. Like, you're gonna love it. I guarantee you'll love this figure. It just sucks that they did have plans for him in the movie. In the movie, what it was is he was going to be kind of like an army builder guy, where there's going to be a bunch of tiny raptors, and they were like, there's a concept art panel showing, I think, Grimlock charging in, and there's a bunch of little raptors following behind his trail, and that would have been really awesome to see a bunch of raptors, you know, taking out a bunch of Decepticons, because there was a lot of them. It's not like they didn't have a lot to go through. There was a ton, so it just, that sucks, but still a very cool figure. At least we got the figure. I'm glad that we got the figure, even though he didn't make it to the movie. And we have 2 more on the way that were not in the movie: Sloth, or Slog. Is it Slog? I think it's Slog and Snarl. So I'm excited for them. Again, the pictures, well, at least for Snarl, suck. I saw the Snarl pictures, or the official ones. They are terribly mistransformed. They showed him holding his weapon, and then we saw the Takara version, and that one is way better, like, as far as the picture goes. He's holding his weapon proper in that picture. The Hasbro version has Snarl holding his weapon upside down. He's holding it by the blade, and that's why it looks so stupid. And then when you see the Takara version, it's like, oh, he has an axe, and he's holding the axe by the blade, and it's just like, ugh, come on, man, like, get it together with these pictures already. I mean, it's just years of these terrible mistransformed pictures. Like, when they first showed pictures, the blade of the axe is see-through, transparent green plastic, so I was like, what the heck is this weapon? Is it like some sort of Green Lantern energy construct? What are we getting here? And then after you see the Takara version, you're like, oh, okay, it's an axe. That makes a bunch more sense now. But we'll talk about when that figure comes. I'm excited to get this full army of dinosaurs. So excited. We got 5. We're going to have a total of 7 as of right now. As of this recording, we have a total of 7 total Dinobots on the way. Maybe we'll get more. I mean, who knows? There's plenty of dinosaurs to go through. They could use an aquatic dinosaur, a plesiosaurus. That would be really awesome. Maybe one of those little frill dinosaurs with frill lizards. I don't know. The one that was in Jurassic Park and shot out acid. That would be cool to see. Trying to think of what other kind of dinosaurs there are. Because we're already getting a Brachiosaurus. I was going to say him, but we already got him. We already got a Stegosaurus. We pretty much got all the basics. Like, yeah, we're covering the basics with the dinosaurs, so that's really awesome. I don't remember what they're called. The para something. It's from Kyoryuger, the Parasagon, whatever that one is. The one that's got the fin head. That would be really cool. The headbutting dinosaurs, that's also in Kyoryuger. I'm looking at my Kyoryuger collection to see options. I think that'd be really cool. That'd be easy. They could just take this guy, remold it, because he does need remolding if they're going to do that, because we don't need all the spikes. Give him a bigger head. I think give him like a mace weapon. That'd be cool. And an Ankylosaurus again. Just take Snarl, remold it a little. Give him the cool tail, get rid of all the spikes. Done. I think that would be an awesome way to get a really cool army of dinosaurs. So anyways, guys, don't forget to follow me on Tumblr at Mecation, Instagram at Mechas of Ironheart to keep up with all my purchases and all my pictures of my figures I like to take. I do take lots of awesome pictures if you want to see them of every figure. So there's that. And also, just don't forget to have a great day, guys. And I'll see you again. This has been Samurai Man.